We're back, and this week it's Let's Game Ontario, and we're playing Fists of Jesus. So this game is different.
Oh, it's fun.
It's not how you usually think of Jesus.
No, no, he's ruthless in this. He's
violent.
yes, he's very. He's very violent, but he's very
Precise.
rips out hearts.
Yeah.
and you learn some stuff from the Bible.
It's
but
sort of like, I just realized this now, it's sort of like Mortal Kombat meets Jesus meets a brawling game. And there's so much blood, there's blood everywhere, and like, if you're Jesus and you die, and I guess a disciple, I think you play as a disciple after that, because you get 2 lives.
I guess like
You see
tag
Jesus
it to
dead
something.
on the floor.
Yeah, you
So I
tag
can
something
see-
in, but I don't know
Yeah.
what his name is.
I see how that could be offensive to people that are really religious. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus has X's on his eyes and he's on the floor.
He blows people up.
It's a really cartoonish fighting game, beat 'em up game. I mean, it's the character's
yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
Like it's sort of like really early, like I guess 90s
yeah.
beat 'em ups.
It feels like Fist of Fury.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever played what's that one? It was on the tip of my tongue. It's like the same art style too.
Okay.
Game I was gonna say. I can't remember it, but
Right.
it's exactly like it, where you go and beat up people, and then it goes to a different stage.
Okay. Do you know what was it, an arcade game or what?
It was a PC game, and it has like almost like the Monopoly guy. He looks like, and he comes out with a rogue looking guy. And
Oh.
you tag back and forth, and you get the it's like side scroller, and then
Okay.
he talks and talks, and then goes on. I forget what the name is, but it's a really good game.
Okay.
It feels like the same art style.
Okay. Yeah. It's got that sort of cartoony Pringles.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Pringles meets Charlie Brown, I guess. Look.
The Peanuts, almost like
Yeah, like if the Peanuts had a Peanuts had a fighting game, then that's what it feels like meets Jesus.
yeah.
I like it. I feel like the characters are kind of heavy when you're moving, like heavier than I was expecting, like heavier than like Final Fight. It just feels like your
A little
reaction
loose.
time in the game.
Yeah.
Well, it's not loose. It's just it feels like the characters are heavy, so you're like sort of struggling to move them along.
Like you're walking through mud a little bit. Right?
Yeah, yeah, like so. I guess that's just like a design decision. They just want to make it as, and plus it's a phone. I think it came from like Android, like it's an Android game, so you can sort of notice that in how they did the interface. And on the Xbox 360 controller, the buttons seem kind of weird, like the way that it's mapped.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I thought, like the buttons, I would accidentally like execute my super. A lot.
Yeah, I think it was X button that does
Yeah.
that. If the right bumper or the left bumper, I think the left bumper brings out your. If you buy a weapon, you can bring that out. I think the right bumper is your throwing bump, like it throws things like fish.
Yeah.
Or you use fish, which is pretty cool,
Holy
or rocks.
fish, I guess, is
Yeah,
what
holy
if
fish
they
or
are.
rocks.
Yeah.
To stone people to death, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a very gory and violent game. You don't
oh
expect
yeah.
it, but
You get to beat up
it's
sheep
such a-
in it, which is really hilarious.
Yeah, and you throw swordfish at people and piranhas, and it's kind of a wacky game. I just found it. What bothered me was it was so hard that like you had to pretty much play cheap to
Oh, yeah.
to get through some of the training stages.
You get
or,
ganged up on really quick.
Yeah,
if you're
and
not
I think
careful.
that's just a flaw with the game. Like, I like it. I just think like it's sort of frustrating if you go from like super hard where you felt like it was a fair how you died.
Yeah.
In this case, it's sort of
You're
like
justified
you're
the
swarmed
death.
by like 3 or 4. That sounds like a metal song. Justified the death.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. As soon
on.
as you said it, I was
know?
like, it sounded like a distraction song. But yeah, that's what really bothers me. That you just get the beat down. I think that's one problem with like a lot of beat 'em ups if they're not play tested or otherwise. Like you just feel like, oh, I just died on that level again. But the levels aren't long. Like I don't think it's
They're very, very short. I
Yeah,
think
they're
it's
pretty
made for a
short.
kid. Like
yeah, like mobile.
Yeah.
I think it definitely was.
it was
a
made for
mobile
kids,
game.
apparently, because I mean, it's short.
Violent kids.
Well, entertainment for
Yeah,
this generation,
they're like
and it's
brief.
not long, so
Yeah.
you get through the levels pretty easy if you just go through the motions. You just
Mhm.
boom, you'll be beating the game before you even know it.
Yeah, we got pretty far. I mean, we beat like 10 stages and then 10 training stages, maybe.
Yeah, and we
Throw a
only
number
played
out
maybe
there.
like an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, we were sort of like off and on. We took turns and
Yeah.
started talking, shooting the, and I don't know. I liked it. I think I got it for $4. So $4, I thought, wow, this is a great game. I think $4 is good. $10 for me, it's kind of pushing it, because like I don't see myself going back to this game the same way that we were playing Super High and we had to finish that.
Finish that last.
Had to know what happened.
Well, personally for me, if I had it, I'd probably play it periodically.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but if I was bored, I'd go back to it. But
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like
it's not something I would absolutely like want to play every day, like Diablo 3
Yeah.
or like
that's what it struck me. It
Uncharted
was
or
good.
something like that you want.
It wasn't great. It wasn't amazing. I wouldn't say it's a classic. I think it's a cool footnote in the history of video games, but it's kind of funny that Jesus is being the crap out of everyone.
Yeah,
with
you
zombies,
laugh a
but
lot about it because
It's
I
quirky,
could see this.
but it's not like super out there.
Yeah,
I'd
I can
say.
see it offending a lot of religious people
Yeah,
because
it's
it's very
definitely-
like
They're like, how
left.
dare you insult
Yeah.
Jesus?
like he would never beat up anybody like
Jesus
that.
is a good man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd
It's
help
not
people
violent.
not raise his fist to people. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Teach
It's
you
a,
to be
it's a
pacifist.
comedy. It makes funny. It makes fun of itself, religion a little bit. But
It's not meant to be taken seriously, I
Yeah,
think, but
it's
some
not.
people will. But yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't say it's a classic. It's no Streets of Rage or Final Fight or
something that
Alien
memorable.
vs.
No,
Predator or
It's-
something.
Yeah, like
It's cool to have, but I don't think for $10 I would pay
no,
that
it's
much.
not worth
3
$10.
to 5. That's what I would pay.
Yeah,
personally.
wait until it goes on sale if you really want to
Yeah,
test it out.
when I got it.
Yeah. Like
So
the fall sale's coming up, so I'd wait until then if you want to
one
try.
month or two, it maybe get on the sale. But yeah, I thought it would be a bit more like crazy, kind of like crazy or super. Was it super crazy pixel fighters or super crazy pixel?
Strippers or something like that. Stripple
Crazy,
pixels.
I would
or
buy
something.
that game.
Yes.
Holy crap! I don't care if it's on sale or not. But
Yes.
crazy. It's not called crazy. Oh no, we
It's
always think
Streakers,
it's
isn't it?
super crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
streakers.
It's streakers.
But it's
isn't it,
not
or something?
super. We always think it is.
Yeah,
it's
it's just-
crazy pixel streakers.
Yeah.
It's not crazy like that, which is really enjoyable in a party sense. This is more of a game like you're just hanging out, you're tired, you don't feel like playing anything else.
Yeah.
That's what it strikes at to me. It just doesn't have that extra like thrill factor to me. It's just what
I
it
agree
is.
with you there. Like it's not
Yeah.
something that you want to go out of your way to play.
Yeah.
But if you do, you play it for a few hours and then go back to whatever you were playing or whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah,
on
if you
the-
go back to Doom and like me, that I still haven't finished Doom.
It's like
really
if you
should.
get stuck on a level and you're frustrated, you want to play something else, you'll probably do
Yeah,
that and
it's
then go back.
it's kind of like in some ways it plays a little bit like Joe and Mac, but it's not as cartoony or goofy. I don't know if you play Joe and Mac, but we should play it if you haven't. It's
Yeah.
one of those classic arcade games.
Yeah, we should do
But,
something like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that sort of zany or sort of allure. I think it's cool, but it's not a must play.
Yeah, I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but it's not something I'll go to my way and get or buy
Yeah,
right at
exactly.
this moment. If it was like
I think we
like you said,
enjoyed,
$3
like,
or something,
just
yeah.
to throw another game out there that we recorded together, Melody's Escape. I think we both
Yeah,
enjoyed that
that's-
because it was goofy and
Oh, it was
try
something
music
that you
and-
wanted to concentrate on and do perfect at.
yeah.
This one you kind of do perfect in
You
regards
die
to what
and
you
you're
do.
sort of
Yeah.
like, whatever, I'm going to go play
Yeah,
something
there's no-
else or do something else.
There's no like repercussions. You always get perfect on every level, pretty much. I think it was at 2 levels I didn't get perfect on, but I mean, like I said, you don't get reprimanded for not doing or dying or anything like that. So it's like
It's just sort of like you don't have that. It's not like Super Hot where there's some sort of hook that causes you to keep playing, and in
Yeah.
this Jesus, I just found I didn't have that urgency that Super Hot seemed to do a really good job at.
oh
because it
god,
was
Super
intense.
Hot was
Yeah.
just like one of those
One of
look
those
at that!
games
I
once
just
in a
got
while.
shot, and you see the bullets coming out. You're like, oh, I'm dying.
Or
oh, I'm dead.
The bullets like
Yeah.
coming right in your face. I saw that. Like there was a bullet. It's like,
Or-
oh my god.
Or you're gonna kill
Only
this
happened
guy
once.
off like you see a guy off in the distance, you shoot at him, and then some guy comes up and phones you in the back. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that
Gotcha.
sort of intensity, or there just wasn't that with Fist of Jesus. I just found it was good, but I wouldn't if I never finished it, I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
it's like one of those games.
You wouldn't really, it wouldn't matter to you if you finish it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
But-
that's about all I gotta say.
That's
about
all I've got pretty much. Like, it's a cool game. If you can get it for $5 or less, great, go for it. But when I checked $10, I thought that's just too much for the
it.
enjoyment.
Unfortunately, yeah, they sold it
Enjoyment
too
factor.
high, I guess.
Yeah, the regular price seems kind of high for what it is. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got, man.
That's all we got.
Yeah, so that was Let's Game Ontario 155, and we'll see you next week.
See you
Keep on
next
gaming.
week. Keep on gaming, and we'll see you next week.
Have a chimichanga and stuff, yeah.
Right? Eat a hoagie.
Go downtown.
Eat a hoagie.
Yeah, have a hoagie. Alright, take care,
Bye.
guys. Bye.